Spotify is taking over being the DJ. Oh no, I hear you cry. The other night, Spotify had their second ever Stream On event. This is their yearly recap of what had happened the previous year and also what features we can look forward to coming on Spotify in the coming year. And they had announcements across music, Spotify for artists, podcasts, and more. So let's jump in. So, is Spotify coming to the DJ booth in the future? And will we see DJ booths just powered by Spotify? No, we won't. The Spotify DJ that they announced the other night,
we call it DJ.
Hey, what's going on, Stream On crew? It's really great to be here with you in sunny California. I'm Xavier, my friends call me X, and from this moment on, I'm gonna be your own personal AI DJ on Spotify. Yeah, I'm an AI, but I'm all about music. Your music.
As one of the new features of Spotify, it's kind of like a radio feature. The AI DJ, X, as he's known, is an AI voice-generated piece of software within Spotify that's essentially a discoverability platform. The voice AI basically announces tracks, essentially like a radio station, and then the track will play. So it tells you a little bit about the track, and then the track plays, and so forth. As far as I can see it, this is going to be great for more discoverability on Spotify. It's going to recommend you more dance music that you might like from your previous listening habits. Great! And this can only be a good thing for finding new artists and new music. As I've said on this channel before at Spotify, one of the really great things about it is the discoverability and the discoverability of artists through playlists. Playlists like Discover Weekly, but also third-party playlists, which there are tons of. Getting your music in those playlists will then help the AI and the discoverability within Discover Weekly and Release Radar to help you get found easier by new listeners and new fans. Spotify is now in 184 different countries with over 500 million users. So the potential to reach new fans and new audience is incredible. And these new fans can then buy merch, buy tickets, come and see you play, and that's going to be a great revenue for you. So it'll be exciting to see how this DJ feature rolls out and also how we can, let's say, encourage it to pick your music over others. The Stream On stream also focused on other parts of the platform, as I mentioned, from music to Spotify for artists, podcasts, and audiobooks, and there are advances in all those parts of the platform. It was a bit of a super Apple-style broadcast. They even used similar phrases to Apple, i.e., and that's just the beginning, in a kind of Apple-style format. Not that they're saying they ripped them off at all. Some of the really funny things about the stream is where they mentioned they'd asked artists' opinions and they speak to artists on a daily basis. And if you believe that, holy moly, more likely they're speaking to artist managers and record labels that are prompting for more features. Because if they'd actually asked the artists, the answer they probably would have got was, pay us more money! Spotify celebrates 15 years of being active, and they've changed a lot in the past. They've also paid out $40 billion in revenue to artists, which is the most of any platform. But you still feel that's a bit on the low side. The company says the number of artists generating more than $1 million annually is increased, as well as those getting $10,000 a year has doubled in the last 5 years, with around 1,060 artists in the million category and approximately 57,000 artists in the 10K art range. It also says that more than 10,000 artists have generated over 100K, and that's up from 4,000 in 2017. So let's look at some of the new features. Spotify is getting a new TikTok-style home feed, which all users will be able to benefit from. This will bring short-form video to Spotify, and artists will be able to upload them from their Spotify for artists. Clips, as Spotify is calling them, will give artists a new way to reach their fans and talk to their fans via short-form video. Clips are short, 30 seconds long, and it will allow artists to express production breakdowns, speaking to camera, and anything that the artist owns all the rights to. Clips are attached via your Spotify for artists. And if you go into your artist now and you see a video tab, start uploading them straight away. Because as we know with features on any platform, there's loads of free reach when they're first announced because they want to roll them out and get people watching them. So get involved as soon as they're there. If you are already uploading canvases to your Spotify for each of your tracks you released, these will also be pulled into clips. So it's going to give you more reach straight away. So if you're not uploading canvases, go to Spotify for artists, go to your latest releases, you'll be able to add a canvas to your release. The canvases are reels and TikTok shape, and the best thing to do is make them 7.5 seconds long. When I spoke to Spotify, they said 7.5 seconds because when you share your music to your stories, it will actually play that canvas twice in a story. This is a great way to drive people back to Spotify when you've got new releases. If you are releasing and haven't already claimed your Spotify for artists and need to verify your account, then go and watch this video right away because it shows you how to do it quickly. One thing you're not going to be able to upload to clips is the kind of meme style video where you attach music to a video because you don't own the rights to everything. but I'm sure there'll be other things we can do with it once we start playing with it, and I'll definitely do videos in there in the future. The clips videos on Spotify are uploaded into the Spotify for Artists, and you can attach the track that you're speaking about or promoting with the clip. So as you're watching the video, it drives straight back to the actual track, keeping everyone in the Spotify ecosystem. This is similar to what YouTube are doing, and if you didn't see my YouTube video on YouTube Shorts and the YouTube platform and ecosystem, go and watch that now, because they announced something similar and they're doing exactly the same. All these platforms are trying to keep you within one platform and keep all the features within one platform. Another new feature that's coming to Spotify is countdown feature, and this is going to be a page for upcoming releases that adds a countdown to your release so you can get your fans excited about it. On the stream that I watched back on the stream on their YouTube channel, it gave an example of Ed Sheeran, which is obviously a massive artist. And I feel that this countdown feature is definitely going to work for massive artists. And it's going to be exciting for massive artists because there's a lot of fans and a lot of fans will check back. For your smaller DJ producer, dance music producer, I can't really see it working as well because getting people there in the first place to listen to your music on Spotify is hard enough, right? Let alone telling them to go and go in there now, but you can't only listen until 7 days later, and then them remembering, especially if they've had a hard night on the Garys, who can remember anything after that? The really good thing about these new countdown pages is, by the looks of it, it's going to have a pre-save option, so you'll be able to do pre-saves directly in Spotify. This is also going to be great because you'll have the merch and ticketing all on one page, and you'll be able to drive fans to that page to pre-save. Spotify has stated that 80% of people that go and pre-save a track will then go and listen on release day, so it's definitely worth doing them. Spotify has also announced they're making some additions to podcasting, and they're pushing the podcast platform even further. Podcasts will now be able to play directly after each other, so the discoverability for new podcasts is going to be greatly improved. They're also relaunching Spotify for podcasters websites, and they're adding new stuff like polls to that feature for those that were using Spotify podcasters before. DJs, producers, it's definitely still not going to be possible to put mixes on Spotify using podcasts. You don't own the rights to the tracks, and it's just not possible. There is the new Spotify DJ mix, which you can apply for and can get mixes on there, but it's not widely available yet. Spotify also announced they're extending the ability to use the Marquee feature, which was only in the US before, is now coming to the UK and Australia. Marquee allows you to push your music to more fans in a kind of advertising feature, but you have to pay for the service within Spotify, and it kind of gives away some rights at the same time. Marquee then pushes your music to new potential listeners, which has its benefits, because if you're only getting a small amount of streams and you're opening yourself up to new fans and building new followers whilst you're using it, then it's a marketing thing, and you have to look at the return on investment to whether what you're giving away to what you're returning. And also then think of it as a long game for your future releases. If you're building more followers from using the Marquee feature, then that's going to impact future releases, as this is a long game, not a short one. It'll be interesting to test it for data transmission releases once it's rolled out to the UK, and we'll definitely do that, and I'll definitely be making more videos about Marquee in the future. Finally, they've announced that they are pushing merch and tickets to more of your pages on Spotify, so that while users are listening to your music, they'll also be able to buy your merch, buy your gig tickets, find out about where you're playing, and really get involved with what you're doing whilst they're fully involved in your music. This is only a great thing I can see, because it's going to definitely bring more revenue to the artists in the long run and get more people at gigs. If you've got releases coming up on Spotify, then you should definitely watch this video on how to push your tracks on Spotify in 2023. It's up on the screen now. Go and click it, and I'll see you in the next video. I've been Graham Farmer. See you soon. Bye-bye.